Good evening, everybody. Today is October 20th, and instead of writing a long post, I'm doing a hopefully quick video. Let's get started. This is the S&P 500 monthly chart. Everybody's been labeling this as wave 2, this as 3-2, this would be 3 of 3, 3-4, and then 3-5. Now we are somewhere in our fourth wave, A, B, C, around this 2100 level. Is this correct? I will argue no, only pointing out this area here. Now I'm going to show you a different index called the Value Line Geometric Index, and then based on that we will come back to this chart. If this was our wave 2 in 2010 and if this was our wave 3-2 in 2011, let's look at the Value Line Index. The Value Line Index is a broad index of 1,500 equally weighted stocks, which in my opinion is a much better representation of the broad market. And as you know, I believe in charting one major count for all the indices, since most of the indices are correlated by greater than 90%. So following that S&P 500 logic, this would have been our wave 2, and then this would be 3-2. But this cannot exist under the Elliott Wave rules, since this wave 3-2 would have gone lower than the larger degree wave 2. So to correctly label this, this would be wave 2. Wave 1 would have ended here. Having done that, what are these two waves here? What is this wave and this wave? Someone would argue that this could be wave 4 of subwave 4 of wave 1. This is the part with the Elliott wave where I think majority of the people that are new to this mess up, is the wave degrees. The wave degree is the hardest thing to master, in my opinion. What I like to do is ask, can we see both waves 2 and 4 on the same chart without having to make up a wave 2 such as this? In other words, it should look almost like the same degree of pullback. It looks a lot bigger and a severe pullback compared to this little micro pullback that we see here. Someone may label 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would argue that this is more of an impulse here, in the sense that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to make this whole thing as an impulsive A wave. This is a B wave, and then this, our last impulse leg here, was C wave, making this an entire wave as a ABC. So now, you guessed it, we're talking about a diagonal. So if we are talking about a diagonal, then is this entire wave here a leading diagonal or an ending diagonal? This, in my opinion, was a massive ABC correction. So this could be either the leading diagonal of the next major cycle wave, or it could be the ending diagonal of the previous large previous large impulsive wave. So again, let's not get that far. Let's focus on this wave structure here. So we have an AB, 1. This is a 2. Then this part, the best way, in my opinion, to label this is that, yes, wave 3 did end here, and this is a larger degree diagonal, an ABC, and within that we have an A, a B, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to make it this the little c. Then we have the A, B, C to make this B, and then this whole structure is an impulsive structure for the larger C. So we formed a 1, 2, 3 similar to what others have been counting this as, but the way in which we have counted this makes a difference. And now what we have is the beginning of the fourth wave. So we have the A wave here, currently forming the B wave, and I believe we still have one more rally ahead left to complete the small B, which then will leave us with the final C wave of this fourth wave. Now typically these ABCs will end in the zone of the previous B wave of the lesser degree. So in other words, we expect this to come somewhere down in this 440 range for the XVG. Pausing there, I want to show you the same difference, same exact count with that logic of 2010 being not being our two wave, because look here, this is the S&P high beta index, same thing. Two wave came lower than the previous 2010 low. Therefore, this cannot be 2, and this cannot be 3-2. This has to be 2. If this is 2, this is 1. Again, same thing, ABC 1, ABC forming the larger A, B, C, and then this is our 3, and this is forming an A, B, and then somewhere down here will be C for our fourth wave. You can see similar structure here, A, B, C. This is the NYSE. Anyway, I'm not going to keep showing you the same thing over and over, but it just goes to show that this is truly wave 2 in 2011. This is XLF. Again, XLF clearly broke the 2010 low. This cannot be wave 2. This cannot be wave 3-2. This has to be wave 2. I'm showing you multiple indices to solidify my logic so that we can go back to the S&P 500 and count it in that same manner. So if we say this is not 2 and that this is 2, I will clear this here so we can count this as 2. If this is our 2 wave, then by that same logic, A, B, C, this is 1, 2. And if we said that this was our A wave, B wave, and then C wave ending here to make this our 3, and this is our little a, little b, little c, then we formed our A wave here, currently in our B wave, and then the C wave, which would complete our fourth wave, will come into the previous territory of B, which is going to be here, bringing us right into that number that everybody's been looking and talking about. So the reasoning behind my counting and showing you this is that when we do get that final fifth wave, I believe it's going to be an ABC and not a full 5-wave impulse that many will be looking for. In other words, you might get a 5-wave impulse here that will go above this, and then you'll get a drop. That may just be the A wave, followed by a B and followed by a C to complete the fifth. So I hope this video helps in terms of understanding a little bit about why making sure your wave degrees are of the same degree when you're counting waves on one chart. Counting a 2-wave here and counting this as a 4, such as this, just doesn't make sense. I see this happen over and over. This is too big of a wave relative to this. It does not work. For example, this works nicely here. We have a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. This pullback to this 12 EMA line is similar to this pullback to this 12 EMA line. Very similar. This I would count as a nice full impulse. This closed well below this 12 EMA line. This obviously the EMA line is above this, but the degree of pullback here versus the degree of pullback here is not the same. And sometimes I like to use other things such as the MACD crossovers and so forth to also get a gauge of where we are in terms of the wave degree. Anyway, I hope this helps, and please post questions, comments below so we can continue the discussion from there.